Alright, welcome. My name is Kome. Welcome to the 9 of the Latter Day Challenge on Functional Programming. I'm using pilcode.devc.tech to be able to go through this challenge. So let's go to Functional Programming Challenge and see what we are going to do in this day 9. Okay, so we wait for it to load. 50 challenges. So always enjoyed what we have been doing here. So we are going to this challenge on 20%. We are going to focus on today's challenge. So here, the first challenge is you have to partially apply the first argument to this solve function, so that anytime solve is called, then the preset will always appear, or it will always be applied to it by default. Think of it this way. So we could be having API clients where we could be having a preset base URL and so on, so that you can be able to have very short URLs, not always every time passing the base URL. You can pass it once as a preset and always call it or use it like that. So let's see how we will do this. So here I'm receiving I'm receiving a partially apply. So here let me try to make this a single line. So I'll say const solve. I'll apply it to, so of course you have to export it, export const solve. So inside the solve you'll be receiving the preset, and then in this preset you'll be receiving again this will be an argument which will now be passed to this function. So you'll have an arrow function here which now receives the function itself. We'll start with the function and then of course the preset, and then we want to partially apply the first so we could also receive another value, let's say x. So a function will always apply preset, and then maybe you can have other arguments like this. So this one can receive this as arguments, args. So always preset will be the first one. So I run this and expect and okay, this is, you sprint this. So I run this. Good. Moving to level 2. Export. Okay, by adding carry 3. Okay, you should add 3. You should not use the carry and 3 arguments. So here I will return, of course I will receive B because he was already there, will be closed over. I will receive C, then I'll say A plus B plus C. So to return A plus B plus C. Good. Moving to level 3. Generic carry function, you want to be able to carry but for any given number of parameters. Any given number of parameters. So what we will do here is that we will declare the carry a function. Of course we'll be expecting to receive an array of arguments. So when we receive an array of arguments here, we want to be able to check, are these arguments length, or these arguments, the number of them, is it greater than or equals to the function's length that we want. If that happens to be true, then we will sprint the arguments and call the arguments each time. Otherwise, if it's not true, you come and try to receive more arguments, and then this more will be an arrow function which calls again the carry. We sprint the arguments that were existing, and then of course sprint the more arguments that we receive. We'll do this recursively until we get to the number of arguments equal to the function's length or greater than. So from there you just come in and return the carry like that. Then I'll run the test. So a forbidden for this 4 here. So I run, I create the challenge. Let's go to the next one. Memorize single argument functions. What is to memorize? Memorize is to store values so that if a similar value happens to, or if a similar execution happens to, of similar values happens in future, we don't just do it, but retrieve whatever we already had done before. So here, to memorize, of course, we will be using the map. So I'll create a variable called cache here. Then I'll new map. Map takes key value pairs. So here, of course, we'll return. We are receiving an argument x. So this is the argument that we want to memorize, so that any other time we have a function executing the same x, we just retrieve the stored value. So we come and check if cache dot has, so if cache dot has x, so we check the cache for x. If it has x, then we return cache dot get the value that is stored in x. Otherwise, you come and call you come and create a constant result, which will assign a function and then x, and then we'll set this as our cache. You set this for, you say cache dot set. So for the key of for x, we'll set the result. We'll assume that the key will be x now, and then of course we'll return the result. That way we'll have cached, or we'll have stored x so that it is not we don't have to execute any other time, because it is extended. It is extended the first time. So we run an expectant token if. So here, if cache has x, let's run again. So return x if cache has x. So run this unexpected token if. That could be the problem here. Cache so if cache has x. So I'll try to reload this and see whether that will be the problem. Just that we are almost there. So I'll run this again. Okay, if. So if cache has x, return cache dot get x. So cache has x. Unexpected token if. There could be an error. If cache has x, let's have this. Maybe that will be the problem. I don't know where the problem is coming from. So I will I don't know where the problem is coming from here.